I made a mistake last night. Maybe I can make it right. Slide on closer, baby. We can talk about it. No need to be mad. Hate to see you sad. Yes, I know I'm crazy, crazy about you, crazy about your love. I know I'm a flirt sometimes. I know I get drunk some nights. I know I get way too high. I just wanna live it up with you. I know that it might be tough. I know when you've had enough. It's just how I show my love. Darling, can I live it up with you?
In this video, I am teaching you guys what the benefits and disadvantages are about ISO. So what is ISO? ISO is the light sensitivity of your sensor. So for example, if ISO 100, which this camera is the lowest that it can go, most cameras can only go to ISO 100. That is the lowest that they can go. That means they have 100% of the light sensitivity. If you boost that up to 200, then you have 200% of light sensitivity. But remember, the more ISO you do, the grainier the picture. This camera that I have can only go up to ISO 1600. Most cameras these days can be clear at 12,000. So this camera can only be clear at 400. So I will take a picture of grass at ISO 1600, 100 and 400. So right now I have the camera set up that it's gonna shoot the grass. So anyways, I will just head over to the camera and I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm doing. And then you guys can see what the difference is between ISO. So I'm first gonna do 100, then I'm gonna do 400, then I'm gonna do 1600. So first picture is gonna be at ISO 100. Let's switch this back to manual.
Do or die. Made a mistake last night. Maybe I can make it right.
Okay, it's on a timer so that it won't get any camera shake during taking the picture. That's one tip I keep telling you guys. Remember, if you have a cheap tripod, always do that. And even if you have a good, expensive tripod, still do it. Okay, so the picture just came in. I think it's a pretty good one for at 100 ISO. So now let's crank up the ISO to maybe I can do, yeah, let's do 400. This one can go to 160 and 200, but I'm going to skip those steps just for the purpose of the video. I already have a perfect picture of this. It's at ISO 100. That's the best place to be. So now I had it on an 1/8 of a second, but now I have to take it at a 1/30th of a second because ISO is the sensitivity of light.
I know that it might be tough. I know when you're enough. I just
There we go. Photo just came in and I am very happy with those results. Now we're gonna do one more time at ISO 1600 just of the purpose of the video. So I can still go 800, but for the purpose of the video, I am taking the same picture, now at 125th of a second at ISO 1600. Also again on the timer, so I'm gonna take the same exact picture every single time. I'm not moving the tripod whatsoever. Yeah, I have the same picture every single time now for 3 pictures. So then I'll show you guys right now what those pictures look like in low ISO to medium ISO to high ISO.
made a mistake last night. Maybe I can make it right. Baby, why can't you sleep at night?
So let me tell you guys what the benefits of our ISO are. Because just a minute ago I told you guys what the disadvantages were of ISO. All the grain in your pictures and everything. But now let me tell you guys what the benefits are. For example, sometimes you are not allowed to have a tripod for some reason in photography. For example, in sports photography, you usually don't have a tripod. You need fast shutter anyway, so why need even carry a tripod? You can easily hold the shutter. So why is ISO perfect? For example, in sports photography, you have your aperture at, let's say, aperture 5, f-sub 5, which is pretty clear, and it still has a shallow depth of field and all that, which is really nice. And you want to crank the shutter speed down to 180th of a second, which you can really easily hold still. And then you have a terrible picture because it was way too dark. ISO helps that brighten up that picture. So for example, if I would have ISO 100, that picture is going to be very dark and all that. But if I would crank it up to 400, introduce a little bit of grain in my picture, it's not going to kill the picture. It is actually going to make the picture better. So in order to have a nice picture, sometimes you have to crank up that ISO. Sometimes you have to keep it low, sometimes you have to crank it up high. For example, if you want to have rough waters and very still, crank up that ISO. What I did in my previous video, I talked about shutter speed and everything, all the benefits of shutter speed and what you need to do in order to understand the shutter speed. Make sure you look at that video if you didn't see that already. There's a couple of tips and tricks that you will learn about shutter speed there. And it just is a really fun way to know about photography. Shutter speed helps you a lot, but for example, with hand holding, you can't have long shutter. Maximum you can go is 1/60th of a second. That is the maximum you can go, literally. So then you crank up that ISO in order to compensate for that shutter speed if you don't have a tripod like me. So first thing I do recommend to buy, if you're not a sports photographer, buy a tripod. It will be life-saving because then you can get low ISO and get super nice images. If you think this video was informative, then press the like button down below, press the subscribe button, followed by the bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.